I'm in India. For those of you that don't know, India has been the top receiving country of remittances over the past years. Because that's one thing that I want to highlight. You need to learn from other people's mistakes and learn from other countries and see how you can benefit. If I just stayed in Isla Mujeres and do things there without taking from other places that have tried to do the same, I would just be making sort of like the same mistakes. It sort of kind of opens my eyes and look at things from a different perspective. That being said, I did some digging up in India and I found some really big freaking red flags. Wait, give me a minute. Let me show you. This is a 500 Indian rupee note. In 2016, the government was like, you know what? The 500 and the 1,000 rupees, we're not going to accept them anymore.
To break the grip of corruption and black money, we have decided that the 500 rupee and 1,000 rupee currency notes presently in use will no longer be legal tender from midnight to night, that is 8th November 2016.
People had to go into the bank and change their bank notes for new ones. They had 4 hours to do so. The wildest part is that their excuse to this was that it was corrupt money and black market money. But if you ask me, this was low-key a way to get people into online banking and to stop using cash and have them use CBDCs. Because if you think about it, if you make these illegal, then people are like, we're not gonna trust cash anymore. We'd rather just make it online. This is where the story gets interesting because in 1993, the president of Mexico at the time decided to do something as absurd as the president of India. The president decided to eliminate 3 zeros from their currency. Excuse me? You have Mexico and India. Both countries decided to literally change the fiat currency that they're at. One of the things that I'm really hoping to see here in India is adaptability. If India, a country that is so freaking big, can adapt to using online currency, why couldn't Mexico? You know, in India, around 86% of the transactions that were going on in 2016 were via cash. Now, because of the whole controversy of the government eliminating the 500 and 1,000 rupees, 80% of all of the transactions are being used online. What does that mean online? Amazon Pay, Google Pay, all the transactions happen using a QR code or your phone. So I kind of want to see how the people adapted. So what happened when you found out about like the demonetization?
I was in a mall shopping in the evening and I have just taken out cash from an ATM. The TV above the ATM in the mall says, look, none of this cash is going to matter anymore because everything is changing.
I was hanging out at home. It was 8 p.m. and I switched on the television set. My girlfriend messaged me that I think we need to stock up on food. And I just switched on and the Prime Minister was saying that we're going to stop, different kinds of notes because these are used for some terrorist operations, blah, blah, blah.
We all had the notes. It's a normal Indian currency back then and they told us, you know what, guys, tomorrow the notes that you have in your wallet aren't worth anything. Change it or you can't do shit.
We have seen time and time again in different countries how the government can just do whatever they want. What I don't understand is if you can see that, why do people still choose to opt for fiat currencies? Currencies that have continually screwed them over, like the Indian rupee. Like this is recent, 2016, that's literally 8 years ago. Bitcoin is a way out of being in a chokehold of the government. It gives you your freedom back. It gives you that lifeline. It's that lifeboat from a sinking freaking ship. How can people still trust the government when they can wake up one day and just eliminate their own currency and just be like, just use this? Over my course here in India, I met a lot of Bitcoiners. It's freaking epic to meet Bitcoiners like on the other side of the globe. Places where I knew no one and I was completely alone there were people with the same interests as me, like-minded individuals that I knew cared for me without even knowing who I was. And part of the Bitcoin community, they stopped what they were doing to create this Bitcoin meetup. They added me to their WhatsApp group, their Telegram group, all super inviting and super generous with their arms wide open, like, yo, if you're here, like, here's some recommendations. Let me know what you're doing, how many days you're staying here, how we can help. Bitcoin is the same if you're in China, if you're in Cuba. Bitcoin means freedom. Bitcoin doesn't matter where you are across the globe. Bitcoin is the same thing anywhere. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It's the same. There's another island that I'm going to that is similarly to Isla Mujeres. But instead of having 20,000 people, it has 20 million people. And I'm about to experience what it's like when an entire island lets its currency collapse. Could Bitcoin be the solution? Let's find out on the next episode of BTC Isla.